Hi guys, my name is Gia Santos, also known as Engineer Raketera. Today I will talk to you about what I'm doing to help aspiring entrepreneurs turn their idea into reality. I have been there. That paralyzing feeling of having an idea, seeing it so clear in your head how it's gonna look like when it finally happens 10 to 20 years from now, seeing your grand vision and envisioning it come to life. And I know how it feels to have that very clear in your head, that image that's far, far away, but you're not sure how to get started right now. Maybe that idea has been in your head for how many years already, right? And you always think, okay, maybe next year I'll get started. Maybe tomorrow, next month. And then it never comes because lagi nating naiisip, I'm not ready. It's not a good idea yet. I need to gain more experience. I need to learn more. I need to earn more money first before I can do it. So those are common excuses that we tell ourselves whenever it's time for us to do something about our idea. I have been there and I know how hard that is. At the same time, I have been on the other side of the spectrum where I have also experienced starting a lot of ideas now. And I guess that was me before when I had a lot of excuses. Eventually, I saw how beautiful it is to just get started and just do it. Anyway, maybe just a brief background about me so you have more context of where I'm coming from. I'm an electronics engineer by training, so I graduated electronics engineering in college in 2015 and I took and passed the board exams. So I have a license, yes, but I'm not practicing electronics engineering anymore. Actually, I'm more focused on being a startup founder, being a financial advisor, where I help people get insured and invest, mentoring and growing my team of fellow financial consultants. So I have a startup now, it's called Bookspine PH, but it's really not my first startup. I have had a couple of failed startups before. So maybe so I can give you more context about my story, I'll show you this journey graph that I have. So this is a 14-year graph that I plotted starting when I was 12. So this is 2007. I made this graph in 2019 when I was at a very low point in my life and I was just starting this page, Engineer Raketera. So that was a bit of a rock bottom time for me. And I just felt so bad that I thought to myself, I feel so bad now, but I feel like I've progressed naman over the past couple of years. So what I did, I plotted my journey graph wherein yung basis ko for plotting it is how I think I was in terms of my overall well-being financially, mentally, emotionally, physically during those years. I'm gonna explain this more in one of my private trainings, which you can sign up for at the end of this video. In that training, I share the stories talaga of what happened in my 14-year journey as a freelancer, an online business owner, a technopreneur, many other side hustles that I've tried along the way. But I guess what I want to share with you on this journey graph is that I am where I am today because of the many experiences I've done before, because of the many things I have tried and started before. In short, the things I've accomplished right now, to the one simple tip, just get started. And I find that it sounds so simple, but a lot of people have trouble following that. So that's why I'm here to help people get started through the processes that I have deployed in my own personal endeavors. Anyway, this is like an overview of my startup related experiences. So I started online freelancing when I was 12, and then I started my first online business when I was 13 years old, and I got introduced to technopreneurship and my ikigai when I was 19. I created my first startup project then as a training ground. And when I was 21, as I mentioned earlier, I graduated and earned my engineering license. When I was 22, I got into this program called Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Program under DOST and the UK government. And through this program, I got to undergo formal training in technology entrepreneurship under Royal Academy of Engineering in London and back here in the Philippines under Asian Institute of Management. After that was when I really went full-time into the startup field. I built my startup called Heart Smart and Valea Health when I was 23 years old. We got into this Idea Space Acceleration Program, which is like, if you watch the startup K-drama, Idea Space is like the sandbox of the Philippines. Shortly after that, I closed my startup and then I joined Idea Space as a way to pay it back to fellow startup founders. So I led the acceleration program in 2019 and helped guide fellow startup founders and taught them based on my own personal experiences. And when I was 26, just last year, I launched another startup in partnership with amazing people. So it's called Bookspine PH. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm currently the CEO and co-founder of Bookspine PH. It's still a very early stage startup. We're still finding our way, but right now it's a community and marketplace for book lovers. And then I'm also a financial advisor. So I help people get insured and invest. And I'm also growing and mentoring a team of my own financial consultants under PruLife UK as an assistant unit manager. And now I'm here starting my coaching business because I realized that this is something that I really love doing. And I want to help people get started on their idea because it's such a waste to see all good ideas out there and all very capable, highly skilled and talented people out there who have trouble getting their idea to reality. And I feel like it's such a shame not to see them achieve their potential just because they couldn't get started. Here's what the program is all about. I personally have experience launching multiple businesses, startups, and ideas, but I don't have experience growing them yet to multiple million-dollar companies. So if you're gonna undergo my coaching program, that's not what I'm promising. I'm not promising you to do a million-dollar business. What I'm promising you is that I can help you do what I have done so many times, which is to turn an idea from your head into something concrete that users can start paying for. Alright? So the goal is to get you started on your idea to launch fast so that you can fail fast and iterate fast. This is a principle that I use in the lean startup methodology that I have been applying for many years now. This is not about perfectionism or releasing a polished version. The goal of the program is to launch it so that you can get rid of inertia and gain the momentum that you need to actually turn that idea into a viable, successful business. Not within 1 year, not within 2 years, but within the next 4 to 12 weeks. My role is to help you launch. Find someone else to help you turn it into $1 million business. Worry about that later. But the key to getting anything done is to just get started. And I'm here to help you navigate the messy parts of turning an idea into something that someone will actually pay for. My role is to provide you the roadmap to help you get clarity on that idea and teach you the framework on how you can validate, test, iterate, and soft launch it as soon as you can. Again, the goal is not to get a huge amount of revenue right away. It's not to get a lot of profitability right away. The goal is to help you figure out if your idea is actually viable in the first place and how you can turn it into an actual business. Each step that in my coaching program is based on the framework that I came up with, principles based on a combination of how I launched my first business when I was 13 and how I helped launch a couple of other startups and ideas over the last couple of years through the startup principles. One thing that's different about my approach is that I really put everything into the context of the Philippine ecosystem. It's much more different than launching a startup in a developing country like the Philippines. This is for those who have no idea yet how to get started, those who need step-by-step guidance, those who need a roadmap and a tour guide to help them really turn their idea into reality within the next 4 to 12 weeks. So again, my name is Gia and I'm here to help you with whatever it is that you want to do so that you can create an impact in society, in the world, or even just in a couple of people's lives. Whatever that idea is, let me help you get started with that through my program. You can enroll in my free training where I teach you the principles that I employ when launching ideas. So I talk about startup process, what it takes to be a startup founder. And I also share my personal story of how I transformed my previous startup and evolved it into different versions. And that's what you will have to expect when you launch and start your own idea. So just watch that webinar. So sign up in the link below, or you can go to my Linky and scan the QR so you can get access to that free training. I hope I was able to give you enlightenment on what to expect in the coaching program, and I hope to see you soon in the training and hopefully in our sessions. Good luck. Thank you. Bye.